Hello? Hello? The game is taking forever. Or, wait, am I streaming? No, I am. Okay. Is it streaming? I can't tell. Let me see. Yeah, it is streaming. Why does it say it's not? Let me just delete this one. Delete forever. The 6-minute one. Alright. Okay, there we go. Thumbnail. God damn it. Why don't people want to play my game? I don't know. Why could they have a troubling experience? Oh my god. Let's see how it goes this time. It better have saved where we were, or else I'm gonna be pissed off. Or else I'm gonna be real freaking disappointed. Alright, I'm back in my... Can I have a freaking moment of notice? The sad sight of the East End. Okay, at least I'm not in the fucking same place. Oh, I am about to die though. Oh my god. Is it this way? Okay, so I can go left or right. And last time I went... left? Left? Is that what happened? Sorry. Sup, have you watched Has-Been Hotel? I have not. Yo, also, yo, what's up? Hope you're having a good day. We're just gonna go straight this way. I did this last time, I think. How? They just don't fucking miss. These guys don't look at me. Okay, it didn't crash this time. It didn't crash. It almost did, though. I could feel it.
The Pre were now redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Yeah, fucking see that now. God damn. Oh my god. Alright, let's go do something, I guess. Instead of just dying a million times. It's this way. It's this way, is it? Where the frick? Where is the outside? Is the way out? Oh, I think so. Open it up. Is this where I was supposed to go? I'm not entirely sure. Let's try and do this again. Oh man. This is gonna give me some stress for a little bit. I don't know exactly why it keeps freaking out. It's just, I feel like it's loading in too many things, and the game itself can't handle it. There we go. You okay. Oh my god. Alright. We're back in it, boys. At least I think so. Is it saving or what's going on here? Huh. Oh. No shot. No shot. It fucking crashed again? That wasn't even 5 minutes. It doesn't make sense at all. Do we have enough? Do we? I don't know about that. I don't know. Where did I upload this? Let me try something real quick. The game. Oh my god. Okay, what time did this upload? Does it say what time? I absolutely don't know. Well, I think this is what we're gonna do. Instead of this, we are going to... Hold on, let me see. Instead of trying to do this again, I'm just gonna do a scary story. A scary story. And then that's what we're doing. We have the ambience. Let me find a scary story real quick. Scary stories to tell in the dark. Images. I just need one. Have you guys ever heard these stories? View image. I feel like everybody's heard them, right? Let me see. Scary stories, scary stories, scary stories, scary stories, tell in the dark, Rotten Tomatoes, yada yada yada. Watch scary stories to tell in the dark. Let me see. If I go to images. Okay, so this one's called The Red Spot. While Ruth slept, a spider crawled across her face and stopped for several minutes on her left cheek, then went on its way. What is that red What is that red spot on my cheek? She asked her mother in the next morning. It looks like a spider bite, her mother said. It will go away, just don't scratch it. Soon the small red spot grew into a red boil. Look at it now, Ruth said. It's getting bigger, and it's sore. That sometimes happens, her mother said. It's coming to a head. Hey, yo! In a few days, there was even a larger. There was even a larger? The boil was even larger. I didn't even see that word. L reader. Look at it now. Ruth said, it hurts and it's ugly. We'll have the doctor look at it. I don't know why her mother sounds like this. Maybe it's infected, but the doctor could not see Ruth until the next day. That night, Ruth took a hot bath. As she soaked herself, the boil burst. Out poured a swarm of tiny spiders from the eggs their mother had laid in her cheek. Oh my. I'm gonna make me Did it? We're still going, right? You guys can hear me? Hello? Okay, it's still going. I don't know, like, the game's completely frozen. I don't know if you guys can tell, but that fire on the left side, not moving. He's just joking with us. Stories. I can't read this. This one's called Night Beam or High Beams. The girl driving the old blue sedan was a senior at the high school. She lived on a farm about 8 miles away and used the car to drive back and forth. She had driven into town that night to see a basketball game. Now she was on her way home. As she pulled away from the school, she noticed a red pickup truck following her out of the parking lot. A few minutes later, the truck was still behind her. I guess we're going in the same direction, she thought. She began to watch the truck in her mirror. When she changed her speed, and the driver's truck changed his speed. When she passed the car, so did he. Then he turned on his high beams, flooding her car with light. He left them on for almost a minute. He probably wants to pass me, she thought, but she was becoming uneasy. Usually she drove home over on the back road. Not too many people went that way, but when she turned onto the road, so did the truck. I've got to get away from him, she thought, and she began to drive faster. Then he turned his high beams on again. After a minute, he turned them off. Then he turned them on again, and then off again, and then he turned them on again, and then he turned them off, and then he turned them back on, off, on. Then she drove even faster, but the truck driver stayed right behind her. Then he turned his high beams on again. Once more, her car was ablaze with light. What is he doing? She wondered. What does he want? I don't know why they emphasize does. Then he turned them off again. But a minute later, he had them on again, and he left them on. At last, she pulled into her driveway, and the truck pulled right behind her. She jumped from the car, ran into the house. Call the police, she screamed at her father. Out of the driveway, she could see the driver of the truck. He had a gun in his hand. When the police arrived, they started to arrest him, but he pointed at the girl's car. You don't want me, he said. You want him. Crouched behind the driver's seat, there was a man with a knife. As the driver of the truck explained it, the man slipped into the girl's car just before she left school. Oh my God, he was the good guy all along. Black hole, what's up? Hi. Yo, the game's glitched, so we're just reading stories now because I'm not gonna do this again. We're not doing this again. I have the ambience. I still have audio. We're just gonna fucking do it. We're gonna just fucking do it this way, I guess. High beam story. Okay, hold on. There's more to the story. High beams. Okay. Can I get the rest of this? Then he turned on his high beams on again. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Where were we? The man slipped into the girl's car. He saw it happen, but there was no way he could stop it. He thought about getting the police, but he was afraid to leave her, so he followed her car. Each time the man in the back seat reached up over to overpower her, the driver of the truck turned on his high beams. Then the man dropped down, afraid that someone might see him. That's fucking funny. So the joke I was doing earlier was, he had his high beams on, then he turned them off, and then he turned them back on. So he was just, in canonically, the fucking killer guy was, he just kept popping up and down. Hey yo, bro was hitting that nay. I don't know, okay? Alright, let's see what other stories we got. The Bride. Okay. Let's say The Bride then. Did it break again? Oh yeah, it's 100% broken, but we're not doing it again. We're just gonna tell stories and hope it fixes itself. Okay, this one's called The Bride. Oh wait, hold on. I can just do this not on images. The Bride. Okay. The Bride. The minister's daughter had just gotten married. After the wedding ceremony, there was a great feast, with music and dancing and contests and games. Even old children's games. Oh, I thought it was, what the fuck? I was like, old children? How does one make an old child? Don't answer, I don't want to know. When they got to play in hide and seek, the bride decided to hide in her grandfather's trunk up in the attic. They're never gonna find me here, she thought, as she was climbing into the trunk. The lid came down and cracked her in the head as she fell unconscious inside. The lid slammed shut and locked. No one will ever know how long she would call for help, or how hard she struggled to free herself from that tomb. Everyone in the village searched for her, and they looked almost everywhere, but no one thought of looking in the trunk. How the fuck do you not see a trunk just... You know what? I'm not gonna question it. After a week, her brand new bridegroom and all the others gave up. All the others gave up for her. She's lost. She's dead. Years later, a maid went up into the attic looking for something she needed. Maybe it's in this trunk, she thought. She opened it and screamed. Wait for it. That's not the scream I was looking for. She thought. She opened it and screamed. No? She thought she opened it and screamed. Motherfucker. Whatever. This fucking thing has been screaming in the background this entire time. But now it suddenly wants to stop. There it is. There it is. That was the scream. There lay the missing bride in her wedding dress. But by then, she was only a skeleton. Oh! Alright, what else? What other ones do we got? Let's do names. Scary blah blah blah. Let's do names. Names? All 82 scary stories to tell in the dark. The Dead Man's Brain. Okay, let's do that one. Dead Man's Brains. The Dead Man's Brians. We're just gonna do this for fucking however long we have. I think we have like 30 minutes. How long have we been going already? 20 minutes? You're fucking shitting me. Am I that good? Am I that fast of a reader? Dang. Bro is cultured. Hold on. Dead Man's Brains. This... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. Once, in this town, there lived a man named Brown? Who? What the fuck? It was years ago on this night that he was murdered out of spite. We have... Oh, because it's... Oh, it's one of the rhymey ones. Ah, okay. We have here his remains. First, let's feel his brains. Which is a wet, squishy tomato. Now, here are his eyes, still frozen with surprise. 2 peeled grapes. Is this, what is this? Is this like a recipe? Oh, it is a recipe. It's like showing like an old lady with like a platter, and then on top of the platter, it's like a severed head with like closed eyes and like steam coming out of the top of the head. So supposedly, okay. This is his nose, a chicken bone. Here is his ear, a dried apricot. And here is his hand, running flesh and bone. A cloth or rubber glove, filled with mud or ice. But his hair still grows, a handful of corn, silk, or wet fern or yarn, and his heart still beats now and then. Okay, what happened to the fucking... What, how are you gonna start the fucking story rhyming, and then halfway through the story give up? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't even rhyme. Whatever. Dip your fingers in it. It's nice and warm. A bowl of ketchup thinned with warm water. This is all, whenever I talk in my normal voice, that's in parentheses. That's all there is, except for these worms. They are the ones that ate the rest of them. A handful of wet cooked spaghetti noodles. Huh? What? What was that? What? Alright. L story, L story, L story. Okay, let's go to 80. No, 80. The Viper. Is this going from scariest to least scary? Okay, let's go down to maybe like the 30s. Cause that was not the greatest one. That is not the greatest list. Oh shit. Okay. This one's 38. Somebody fell from a loft. But a loft is A-L-O-F-T, like a word, one word. I just put in Google. Dead man's brain, and it just knew. It was like, it wasn't like, oh, this guy isn't a fucking psychopath. He's talking about that thing, I hope. Alright. I had signed on as an ordinary seaman. Hey, yo! On the Falls of Ettrick. A merchant ship bound for England. First time I saw that ship, I knew her right away. She was the old Gertrude Spurshue. I feel like it needs a British accent, I feel. I sailed on her years before when she painted brown and gold. Now, she was painted black and had a new name, but it was the same ship for sure. We had a pretty good crew for that voyage, except for one hard? Oh, I think it's supposed to say except for one hard-looking ticket named McLaren. He was a pretty good seaman, but there was something about him that I didn't quite trust. He was kind of secretive, kept mostly to himself. One day, somebody told him that I worked on the old Gertrude. For some reason, he got all a tremble over that. Then I catched him giving me all these ugly looks, as if he was itching to knife me in the back. I guessed it, and it had to do something with Gertrude, but I didn't know what. Well, this one day we was working to try and work our way through a dripping black fog, you see. You'd scarcely know that we had all the lights on, and it was dead calm. There wasn't a breath of fresh air. The ship just lay there, wallowing in a trough, a rolling going nowheres. I was standing my watch around the midships, and the McLaren was doing his trick at the wheel. The rest of the crew was scattered around one place or another. It was quiet, as it could be. Then all at once, wacko! This thing hits the deck right in front of McLaren. He lets go a screech that turns my blood my blood cold, and he falls down in a faint. I said he lets go. There it is. The second mate starts yelling that somebody has fallen aloft. Laying out there just forward of the wheel was someone or something dressed in oils. Enough! Dressed in oilskins with blood oozing out underneath. The captain ran to fetch a big light from his cabin so we could see who it is. They kind of straightened him out to get a good look at his face. He was a big, ugly-looking devil. But nobody knew who he was or what he was doing up there. At least nobody was saying. When McLaren came from his faint, they tried to get something out of him. All he did was jabber away and kept rolling those big wall-looking eyes of his. Everybody was getting more and more excited. We all wanted to heave the body overboard as quickly as we could. There was something weird about it, as if it wasn't real. But the captain wasn't so sure about getting away with it, or getting rid of that. Could it be a stowaway? He asked. But the ship was filled with lumber. We were carrying, there was no space where we were living. No space where a living? What the fuck? They get hard for 3 weeks, which is how long we've been out. Even if it was a stowaway, what was it doing aloft on such a dirty day? There was no reason for anybody to be up there. There was nothing to see. Finally, the captain gave up and told us to heave him overboard. Then, nobody would touch him. The mate ordered us to pick him up, but nobody made a move. Then, he tried coaxing, but that didn't do any good. Then, he started seducing us with all of the... That's not in the... That wasn't... I misread that part. Suddenly, that loony McLaren starts yelling, I handled him once, you can handle him again. Alright, McLaren. He picks up the body and staggers over the railing with it. He's just about to throw it overboard when it wraps its 2 big long arms around him, and over they go. Then, on the way down, one of them starts laughing in a horrible way. The mate's yelling at to launch a boat, but nobody would get into a boat, not on a night like that. We threw a couple of life preservers at them, after them, but everybody knew they wouldn't help. So that was that. Or was it? The first chance I had to go home after that, I went right over to see old Captain Spurshoe, who was captain when the Gertrude was around. Well, he says, one trip these 2 outlandish men shipped aboard the Gertrude. One was McLaren, the other was a really big fella. The big one was always picking on McLaren and thumping him around, and McLaren was always talking about how he would get back at him. Well, this dirty night, the 2 of them was up there alone, kissing. I mean, sorry, I misread that part. And the big one come flying down, killed himself dead as an herring. Dead as a herring? Is that what that says? Deader in an herring. Deader than a herring? A fish? McLaren says foot rope. They were using it, positive how he almost fell out himself. But everybody saw that the rope knew she didn't give away on her own. She'd been cut through with a knife. After that, when we came into port, McLaren thought we were going to get the police after him and he'd get pretty scared. But we couldn't prove anything, so we didn't try in the end. I guess the big fella took care of things on his own. In his own way. If he was a ghost that came back, that's what he was. If there be things like ghosts. Interesting. Side note, a writer and artist named George S. Wasson was the author of this tale, and others suggested that the kind of stories being told in the main fishing villages during the 19th century. They're based on his knowledge of the local tales and dialects in such places. All involved a small port named Killick Cove. Actually, Kittery Point in southern Maine. I was going to say southern, where Wasson lived. Interesting. All right, well, we've done it. We've beat the bastards of City Hall. But I'm gonna leave this in here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. I don't know why the game's being dumb, but I'm sure it'll be fine later. So I'm gonna leave this in here. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Guys, you guys did this one. Bye. I can't believe it didn't. I can't believe it didn't ever fix itself. That's fucking crazy.